Hello, people. This is John Wick. One more time at your table. I love bringing forth some knowledge. God said that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And so, for lack of knowledge or wrong knowledge, either way, you will be destroyed or you will destroy yourself. Just looking at this world, especially United States, all of the things that are going on in this country. This country has been influenced, as like the world all around the globe, has been influenced by white supremacy. That is a sad irony because white supremacy itself is demonic. It's eccentric, irrational, unintelligent, misleading, diabolical, unbiblical. All of those negative things, white supremacy is that. And it looks like to me their attempt to brainwash the world is working with a lot of people, and they got people hating themselves, disliking themselves. My mother's mother was a white woman. She lived 102, something like that. No color. She never made me feel like I was inferior. I never made her feel like she was inferior because she was white. And of course, Grandma Bessie being white, I have never desired to be white, ever. I love who I am. If I was darker, I would love who I am. See, I love authenticity, being genuine, being real. Today, people can't tolerate being who they are. They lose self-value. And they think today that they will look better with lighter skin. And this ideology of being better because your skin is white, like I said in the beginning, it is demonic, eccentric, unintelligent, misleading, diabolical. You hate yourself, and so you change yourself. And so I don't have any problems with people that have blemishes and you want to lighten that up. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you think that being white makes you look better, you are deceived. Now, a white woman, I don't think she looks bad, white women. The pale ones, some white people have some skin color. They look golden, and so they look good. But a lot of other white people, they look pale, they just, without distinction, and they don't look that good, but then, what you look like isn't the epitome of who you are. See, it isn't the conclusion of who you are. Cherish yourself. Now, if you need a little makeup, there's nothing wrong with makeup. That's okay. But for these people to allow white supremacy to brainwash them and tell them you would look better with white skin, you are deceived. Because as I see it, you do not look better with whiter skin. You do not look better. Some of y'all look like ghosts. Okay, some of y'all look like a mistake. Just like the women that's getting the breast implants and their boobs is like this. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you look like a cartoon. You look bad. You know, not to mention the side effects to what you have done to your body. And of course, some of y'all getting your skin made white. Well, you losing that pigmentation, your natural given pigmentation. And I'm telling you, you do not look better, especially if I know you and you made your skin whiter. Just like the baseball player, the Puerto Rican made his skin lighter, he actually looked like a state patient. Yes. And so white supremacy is really at full force in this country and around the world. And that's the way they wanted it, because they want to be first. But Jesus said, they that are first shall be last, and they that are last shall be first. Their whole ideology is wrong, unbiblical, unfounded. It is a lie. So, of course, I have never wanted to be white. Ever. I love who I am. I love what I look like, and what I am look like. It is okay with me. I'm not changing nothing. Okay? Because as I see it, white supremacy present themselves as good people, but their actions are diabolical, are that of a subterfuge, deceitful, unfounded, misleading. And so they present themselves as good. And if you look up the word white, it'll give you that connotation that white is right, black is wrong. See, that's diabolical. There's nothing sensible about that. There's nothing intelligent about teaching someone that white is right, black is wrong. See, it is the system that we are subjected to that is teaching children in public schools that white is right, black is wrong. And so the brainwashing effect is affecting our children, and they're growing up to think that white-skinned people is better than black-skinned people. So, of course, when we came out of slavery, they, through an evil connotation, they attached something negative to being black. And they tried to present us as mad, evil people. But they were liars. See? They were liars. And they're still liars because they're perpetuating this brainwashing tactics. And yes, they're brainwashing people, and people are submitting themselves to that consciousness. Being deceived, they proceed, and they bleach their skin. That is a profound ignorance. See, white supremacy says that we are the dominant race. See? Dominant in what? Well, if you look at history, you'll find that white people have been dominant in murder, human trafficking, kidnapping. In this country, lynching innocent people because they're black, because they looked at a white woman. How inferior is that? To lynch someone because they looked at a white woman. But you hypocrite white racist people, you molested our children, you sodomized them, just like the Catholic priests, phony, fake priests. You've burned our men in the streets. But you present yourselves as good people, and you talk good, and you walk like you're humble. But you a phony, fake individual. You white racist people. So you know, just believe it. It is what it is, because knowledge don't change. Jesus said, my word is forever settled in heaven. Knowledge is an established entity. It is vast. Without you, without earth, knowledge already exists, because God knows all things. See? So when God created the earth, created humans, and put us here, knowledge already exists. All it was a matter of us learning and become knowledgeable about the substances on earth, so on and so forth. You put it together and you make something, you create something. But Hitler thought that they were an Aryan nation because they were white. With that ideology, he destroyed his whole country. Not only destroyed people who he attacked, who didn't deserve being attacked, but he was a dictator who wanted to rule that which did not belong to him. That is what dictators do. They don't follow democracy or constitution. So what I tell you, white people in this country has had the same mentality. They have not followed democracy, constitution. Our constitution is eloquently established. Since it's been established, white people have undermined it ever since. Democracy and constitution. They have been terroristic in this country from the start. This land without them would have thrived with its natural resources. But the white racist people came in and destroyed it. They got a hold of the food and began to split genes and change the context of natural foods, and they wanted to look good. There are foods that they have made to look good, but they are bad for you because of all of the preservatives, steroids, and the carcinogens, and the different BHAs and Ts, preserving cancer-causing agencies. So people are bleaching their skin with something that is volatile, that is changing their natural course. This is bad because people do not have a real sense of awareness. They have been tainted and changed by brainwashing effects. Even Hollywood, you will see light-skinned people in certain roles. Very few black-skinned people in lead roles. But you see even today more than ever, black people being chosen to do what they do because they're light-skinned. And white supremacy is everywhere. All of these ideologies, these idiosyncrasies that they come forth with and try to make good, they're influencing a nation of people, bringing attention to themselves and trying to make you think that they're better than. They are not better than. All you have to do is look at their actions. Jesus said you will know them by their fruits. See? So let me just read a little bit of this. There's just simply so much to say. trying to categorize all of this. Um, it says skin bleaching is a multi-billion-dollar global industry, according to Sarah Webb in her 2013 article, The Epidemic of Skin Bleaching Around the World. Although Indians make up a large skin bleaching market, a staggering 52 to 77% of African women use skin lighteners. 20 to 50% of Asians use skin bleaches. And 20 to 50% would use more of it if they had the money to buy it. It says in her article, Webb lists the potential health risks of skin bleaching. And it says neurological damage, kidney disease, what is that? Chronosis, eczema, bacteria, and fungal infections, skin atrophy, and Cushing's syndrome. Furthermore, the body can form a dependency on the chemicals in bleaching products that ensure the multi-billion-dollar industry sustains itself. Europe, the instigator of the fixation with white skin, has instituted laws banning distribution of mercury soap for its own people, but continues to export the product with no regard for the health of and well-being of other people. Webb quotes Evelyn Glenn, professor of gender and women's studies and of ethnic studies at the University of California, Berkeley. It says, the media messages are conceived and created by few individuals and are projected throughout the world. In fact, distribution of mercury soap has been illegal in the EU since 1989, but its manufacturer has remained legal as long as the product is exported. So they don't mind hurting other people. So we just ouched it for our own country. All stuff is going on in this world. The internet, and specifically social media, gives the capitalistic influence of the West, instituted by Columbus in 1492, open access to the rest of the world, tragically to Africa, as if Africa Holocaust was not enough. The degrading assault of the African women, matriarch, mother of humanity, continues. Of course, it goes on to say so much more, and they're just explaining what this thing is just doing to women and people. You even got men changing their skin tone and so on and so forth, bleaching their skin. But I'm here to tell you that it really doesn't look natural. Just like big boobs, it doesn't look natural. People putting butt implants, it doesn't look natural. In fact, you look real stupid. I'm just here to tell you, you know, a naturally big butt is a naturally big butt. Okay, I'm not gonna judge it either way. But when you got to put butt implants in, you look ignorant. They even got men putting butt implants in like that look good. And they actually look like ill-informed people. They look like cartoons. They look ignorant and stupid. There's so much more here to read, but I just am really flipped out about this, because if you go on YouTube, you'll find scores of women bleaching their skin and scores of things that they're talking about concerning. Then you'll find where they're showing where bleaching the skin messes up the skin, so on and so forth. So it's just like people putting breast implants in. Um, I know a woman who had that done, and she looks real good with it because she didn't overdo it. But if that thing breaks on the inside, they're going to have to cut her again, take those things out. And so it is a sad time that people have to be unauthentic and they find peace in being fake. Wow. Isn't it enough that they're putting chemicals in our food that after 30, 35 years we begin to become sick? The sickness of sugar diabetes is not following older people, it's following young people also. And it's because of what they're putting in the food. If you don't see that, then you just simply lack knowledge and understanding. You have to do some homework. You have to go find out. Now, we've been taught, a lot of us, brainwashed into thinking that we are not whole or excellent. But if you look at your own history, black people, see, if you just read and study about your own history, you'll find that we come from kings and princesses. We come from strong people, people that are and were knowledgeable, inventive. Yes, we come from a strong lineage of black people. Well, jealousy and envy love comparisons. And so, of course, white people begin to elevate themselves and present themselves as first and the best. But being the best is not what you look like. Being the best is what the content of your heart is. Has everything to do with your character and your behavior. Anytime you present yourself as excellent, but you experiment on your own brothers and sisters, your own civil people, your own people that belong to your own country. We are citizens, but you experimented on us, injecting syphilis in black people, had them thinking that they were getting health care, but you were playing with them so you can try to learn something. You racist people, you are wicked people. See, this is how it has to be explained on TV, the radio, the internet. Now see, this political rightness is stopping people from speaking the truth as truth, face value. So I am one that speak what it is. You are vile people. You are irrational people, unintelligent people. You see, that's what you are. Eccentric, idiots. The stupidity level of your idiocy is 100%. And you are still trying to present yourself as excellent. You got the Chinese people thinking that whiter skin is better, but you look like ghosts without distinction. See? And so I am not one that say that all white people look ugly, because they don't. A lot of you look ugly. You got black people that look ugly. You got ugly people in all nationalities. But that's not important. Yet all people, whether you ugly, fair, whatever, to whatever level, you are beautiful. And you need to stick with self. And, If you want to better yourself, do that. Go lose some weight. You know, put on some makeup. That ain't gonna hurt you. Love who you are. And so the brainwashing effect is hurting people, and people are not authentic. This white supremacy is really hurting the world, not just United States, it's hurting the world. Now, Hollywood said that leprosy was the flesh falling off, decaying, stinking, limbs falling off. It sounds like it would be that. But people, that's not what leprosy is. Hollywood lied to everybody. And I saw that in the Ten Commandments, where they had the leopards. The Bible talk about leopards in the Bible. And so had everybody thinking that their skin was rotting and falling off. And so they were excommunicated, taken out of the community, so on and so forth. But if you study the Bible and you look at the origins of leprosy, you'll find that leprosy is when the skin is turned white. Yes. So while you try to demean black people, white racist people, bigots, bias, prejudice, while you demean black people for their skin color being dark, colorful. See, black people are all colors. We are black people, okay? And we're not black and brown. We are black people, all right? And so you start separating us. What do you think the white folks is going to do? What they're doing today. They're picking light-skinned black people to do things as opposed to black, dark-skinned people. People could be so deceived and so stupid. Oh my God, it's just ridiculous for you to fall into that brainwashing effect. But white people, if you're going to demean black people for their dark skin, then I have to counter that with your skin is typical of leprosy. Yes, that's what leprosy is, the skin turning white. So you keep on making yourself whiter, if you will, and you keep on looking more and more like leprosy. I am not one that condemn or speak against white people as lepers. Are they all lepers? No, I'm not saying that. I think a lot of white people are beautiful. But if you're going to keep lying about us being bad because we're black and demeaning our skin color, then I have to let you know, in reality, your skin reminds me of leprosy. So you're not all that, okay? And the fact that character is more important than skin color. Character is important. Skin color is not important. You see, what you are is what you are. But when you use your skin color to present yourselves, to elevate yourselves, to make yourself Aryan and the dominant race, in which you're not, because black people was first. The Hebrew people were all black people. Different skin tones, but all black people. So we were here first. So to come behind that and to present yourselves as first and Aryan and dominant, well, that makes you a barbarian. See, that makes you a murderer, because that's all you've been doing since you've lied to yourself and told yourself that you're better than everybody else. All you got to do is look at your actions, take a picture of your history, and change your ways. So leprosy is the skin turning white. So, you don't have any place to boast about anything. Because along with you lying about yourself being the best of the best, your action tells me you the best of the best in murder, atrocities. And so as we can see it and look at the history and look at what's happening today, you got people calling themselves, presenting themselves as intelligent, but they're barbarians. That's your police. You got congressmen, you got mayors and governors that are racist dogs. And that's the way they act. Anytime you got people saying that they're intelligent and they suppress voters' rights, and you erect laws that make voting a hard thing to do, when voting is just simple. But the reason you do that is because you want to win when you are not a winner. You see? You want to be on top when you don't have character to be on top. Just like Trump, he don't have political interests. He doesn't have historical interests. He doesn't have intelligence. He's an ignorant man. And they put him in office to do what? So far, nothing. And he cannot do anything because he's a criminal. He's no different than Al Capone and Dillinger, the mafia, and these sick Russians, and the sick people who he praised, these Arabs who killed that innocent reporter. He's a reporter, so on and so forth. Well, they got a hold of him, they beat him, and they cut him up alive. Wicked people who say they worship Allah. And you worshiping Allah, and Allah is telling you to do those things, you are a liar. You're a liar. And if Allah told you to do that, then he is wicked. Because a true God wouldn't do nothing like that. See, our God, Elohim, the Bible says God is love, and love is of God. You need to go find out what love is and the meaning thereof. And I guarantee you, when you find out the truth about love, you will change your actions, because you are wicked people. Yes, you're wicked people. And so, come on back, people, to God. Follow God. Elohim, the King of Kings. Elohim sent his Son, Jesus Christ, the only begotten Son of the Father, gave him to die in our place for our sins. And I tell you, there is nothing you can do to exonerate yourself. People, I don't care who you are, what religion you're in, there is nothing you can do to free yourself of the curse of sin and where it's going to take you. There is nothing you can do. The Father gave us the Son. He died in our place for the sins of the world. While we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. See, that's some love. Only love does that. Love will die for someone that it loves. And God so loved the world. We are his creation, and he don't want to see us go to hell. And the Bible says eventually death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. Trust me, whether you trust me or not, it is true. You will surely die. That's what God told Adam and Eve in the beginning. The day you eat thereof, you shall surely die. See, and that same idealism, that same commandment is still in effect today for you people, for wicked people, black, white, whatever you are, out of sight, out of mind. But God is on his throne, and he sitteth high, looketh low, and he see the hearts of men. This is why he destroyed the world in the beginning with water. In Noah's time, he destroyed it with water, saved only 8 souls, killed all, only saved 8 souls. Amazing. He turned around, destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and around about cities. He destroyed them because of their wickedness. They were sodomites. The men worked perversion. See, you perverts of that which is right. Sex is between a male and a female. 2 men can't have sex. Anal copulation, penetration is not sex. It's perversion of sex. See, it's a perversion. You are perverted. To think that God put you in, woman, in a wrong body, in a male's body, you imply that God is confused, that God make mistakes. But God knows the end from the beginning. He makes no mistakes. And he told me he don't have to go back in the past to fix anything. No matter how long you try, wicked mankind, you will never go back to the past. Because if you could, you would destroy everything that's authentic. And white people would fix it so they will be first all the time. Well, you'll never get back there. There's no need to. God said there's no need to go back to the past because nothing is broken. See that? So, come on and wake up, my people. Wake up and let's just do right. Let's begin to teach our people the truth of the matter. You people that's saying that Jesus is the white man's religion, you are so deceived. The devil got you saying that. Because the white man was never wise enough to even create something so excellent and so profound. See, black folks been creating excellency and doing excellent inventions and so on and so forth. Not that the white man haven't done anything good. He's done some good things too. But you tried to take away what we've done and exalt yourselves over us. So come on, let's just wake up, my people. Let's get to it.